Hello, welcome to Priscilla's Corner again. We're going to be wrapping up our book on Dave Ramsey, the Total Money Makeover. We started this review on this book last week. We're going to wrap it up today, and we're going to pull out a couple more golden nuggets that we can really put in practice. And I want to just share with you an incident that happened this weekend when I was with my daughters for my 68th birthday. We have a Bradford pear in the back of our home, and the Bradford pear must have gotten waterlogged because it's an old tree. It's probably been here for about 20 years. The tree cracked in half, cracked the fence, fell in the street, fell in the property. And I was devastated because I was thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Come to find out, I thought, okay, what could I do? I could either go through my homeowner's insurance, which I did. I did contact them. I could try to put it on my credit card, once I found out how much it was going to cost. And I had a deductible anyway. I have a deductible on my insurance, homeowner's insurance, about $1,000. So I was going to have to come out of pocket anyway, for at least that $1,000. So anyway, I started shopping around and I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to have to use my credit card, and that's what I don't want you to have to do. And I don't want to utilize my homeowner's insurance policy unless I really can't carry the cost of the repairs. It broke one panel in half. It was all messed up in the yard, so we had to get rid of it anyway. So I was able to tap into my emergency fund. And this is why it's so important to have one. And this is a reminder, not only for you, but also for me, how important it is, if you can, to begin to have that emergency fund and put those funds away. And like I said before in my last video, if your emergency fund is only $5 your pay, or $10 or $20, whichever you can do, just do it. Because that is going to get you through a couple emergencies, as I stated last week. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Like I said, Dave Ramsey, the Total Money Makeover. He referenced a couple things in his book, and so now we're finished with this. But I wanted to bring these little highlights to your attention because I thought they were really good to do. And I'm just going to be looking at my notes again, as always, because I do like to, as you well know, take a little bit of notes here and there. Dave says, don't ever consider keeping up with the Joneses. Dave Ramsey declares it is a typically candid style that they are broke. So what he's saying is when you're keeping up with the Joneses, they probably don't have the funds either, okay? But they're trying to just keep up with everybody else when it's really not their goal, and it may not even be their long-term dream. So really don't try to keep up with the Joneses, and that's what he's stating here. He said the Total Money Makeover is all about renewing your mind. And renewing our mind means also setting goals that work for us or that work for you. Because your goals are going to be different than my goals. My goals are going to be different to yours. So yes, you want to go ahead and set up your goals for whatever they might be. And I tend to do that in my journal. I keep a journal. And in my journal, every year I'll write down maybe 2 or 3 goals that I want to try to achieve within that year, if possible. And if not, it might roll into the next year. And you know what? That's okay if that happens as well. Right? He said also, you'll be exercising your financial strength every day and quickly freeing yourself of worry, stress, and debt. That is a beautiful feeling. And we talked about that. When you have your emergency fund or your fund account or your maintenance account for your car, it really does lessen the stress on you and the impact of worry. So you don't have to worry about it because you already have those set aside. And And like I said before, we know that everybody may not be able to do that right now. Maybe you're in a situation where your financial situation is just day to day and you don't have those resources. It's okay. Take care of your day to day because you need that right now. Your emergency fund, your fund account, your car maintenance account, it'll come. But like I said last week, just take one thing at a time and one stressor at a time. And we're not going to overwhelm ourselves because we're all human and we're all trying to do our best. And I want you to know you're doing your best. And if you're not, then we're going to change our mindset and figure out what I need to do to make my life better than it was last year or the year before that. So that's what we're going to be focusing on as well. One of Dave's rants in his Total Money Makeover, he has these little boxes that has Dave rants, in it. And one of the things he says is, I'm not against enjoying money. He's not against having fun. However, what I am against is spending money you don't have to begin with. He said he's not against enjoying yourself, and nor am I. For example, when my daughters were here for my birthday, we went and had massages. We got a massage, and you know what? That was under my fun account. Also, I was able to take my youngest daughter out for brunch. That was in my fun account. So I didn't have to put it on my credit card. I didn't have to take it from one category to another. And now that we're talking about categories, I just wanted to highlight something. And if you'd like me to go through that, please put in the comment section that, hey, can we talk about your money categories that you have? I keep it's sort of like an envelope book that you can have different categories set up. You have different categories set up for, I call them thinking funds. And we can go through that. If you're interested, put in the comment section that, hey, Priscilla, let's look at that and see what that looks like. Some people might use just a box of envelopes and put categories on it. I have a binder which breaks down different categories that I can put a little bit of money in. It's not maybe a whole lot. Maybe, for example, I'm going to say I have a category for giving and I put in $5 every pay, which is twice a month for me. So now that little category has $100 and now I can go ahead and give it to the agency or the person I'm interested in giving it to. So that's just one example, but we can go through that if you're interested. So put in the comment section that you'd like to hear more about that, because I do keep a category section that's separate from my savings, just so I can buy things I want to buy. I might have something in my category for the home and I'll have a home envelope, and in the home I might have, it might not only be $25 or $50 or $30. It's not a lot in there, but it might be something I need for the house that I can utilize that money for. So let me know if you're interested in finding out more about that. I would be more than happy to kind of share that with you as well. It says, help me to set boundaries. I know for me, my envelope system, or I should say my thinking funds, help me to set boundaries. Because I'm going to tell you something. I was not tracking, and this is what got me to do the envelope system. Well, actually, I've been doing it for several years, but it was real informal several years ago. But now it's more formal, and it, I really definitely break it down more so now. But what I didn't realize is that how much money I was spending on groceries because I wasn't tracking it. So I started tracking, what I was spending, and I go, oh my gosh, I'm spending almost, and it's just two of us spending almost $400 or $500 a month on food that I didn't need to spend. So now I have that category in my thinking funds under groceries, and I can earmark how much I want to put in my grocery envelope. And I don't go over, but guess what has happened? I was able to use that extra money into my uh, uh, a brokerage account or my high-end savings account. If I had not started tracking that, I wouldn't have that extra money to do that. So now I don't overbuy things or buy things I don't really need. I just stick within my category or stick within my list that I have on my grocery list so I don't overspend, and I can use that extra money to do something else with. So I want to challenge you today to just start somewhere, and don't feel like you have to have it all together, because we don't have it all together. And guess what? Just like um, um, I think about what Einstein said. He says, mistakes are part of the process. And I realize that the mistakes I've made is part of the process too. So I just want you to hang in there, and I want to thank you again for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you next week, because we're going to be actually, we're going to be focusing on the psychology of money on our next video. I want to thank you so much. And by the way, if you heard a lawnmower in the back, it's, or somebody cutting this tree down I told you that fell last weekend, that's exactly what's happening. But listen, take care of yourselves. I look forward to seeing you, and hang in there. Remember, one day at a time, one task at a time, and one issue at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.